To address the immigration issue and Puerto Rico statehood, Alfonso Aguilar is with us. Alfonso is the former chief of the U.S. Office of Citizenship. He's the Republican member of Puerto Rico Statehood Commission. Alfonso, welcome to Morning Glory.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone.
Let's talk about Puerto Rico first. It has died out of the news, but certainly that island territory of the United States is really still suffering after being slammed by two hurricanes. How would getting statehood for Puerto Rico change the situation and how the federal government especially deals with the situation that they've been dealing with now after those hurricanes?
Well, there's really no way that Puerto Rico can overcome the devastation of the last two storms of Irma and Maria and eventually jumpstart its economy and achieve full economic growth, stability, and sustained economic growth if it doesn't become a state. Right now, Puerto Rico is, as a territory, is under a patchwork of federal laws and regulations that impede Puerto Rico from fully growing financially. So it would be very difficult to get over this under its current territorial status. But not only that, for Puerto Rico to recover, it needs the attention of Washington. And right now, under territorial status, Puerto Rico doesn't have full political representation. Puerto Ricans don't vote for the president. Puerto Ricans don't have adequate and voting representation in Congress, and they're U.S. citizens. Yeah. So they're basically at the mercy of Congress. And as I've said, we're paying attention to Puerto Rico now, but in a few months, let a year pass, people are going to stop, sadly, talking about Puerto Rico and focus on the next issue. So the only way a state can ensure that Congress, the federal government, pays attention to the interests of its citizens is through political representation, and Puerto Rico lacks that.
If Hawaii, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, can be a state, why can't Puerto Rico be a state?
Well, I agree, and it's 120 years since the United States basically invaded Puerto Rico during the Spanish-American War and made it part of the United States. In 1917, it gave citizenship, U.S. citizenship, to the people of Puerto Rico. Hundreds of thousands of Puerto Ricans have served in the military, putting themselves in harm's way to defend their freedoms. So I think it's just the right thing to do. It's about our Constitution. Our Constitution grants equal rights to every single citizen, and that must include the citizens of Puerto Rico.
All right, Alfonso, I want a quick response from you, too, in regards to this immigration debate. Are you confident there can be a bipartisan solution to the problems with DACA and the border wall, or is this going to be a stalemate that's going to just prolong?
Well, I think we have a chance. I'm hoping that we can get a deal on DACA. I think it's good for the country, for border security, and also for the fate of the Dreamers. I think, it's unfortunate what the president said the other day. It was a very insulting comment to many people across the globe. But at the same time, we have to put that aside and focus on the best interests of the country. And, the Dreamers are people who arrived here as minors. They have committed no crime. They're good people. The vast majority of them are hardworking. And I think we should fully integrate them into our society. But at the same time, we should deal with border security and some of the other issues related to immigration. I hope that I understand that they're on both sides of the aisle. There are people who want to play politics with this issue, but I think that I'm hoping that cooler minds will prevail and that we can get a deal.
Alfonso Aguilar, the Republican member of the Puerto Rico Statehood Commission, joining us on Morning Glory. Great to talk to you again, Alfonso. Have a blessed day.
Thank you for having me.